It's your boy Zap King of the Giant Robots, and welcome to your tactical forecast for March 2022. I had made this video previously with a whole lot of plans and a whole lot of ambition, and then a crisis occurred. No crisis that could be prevented, alas. Before we begin with the schedule, let's talk some numbers, because that's how we're going to proceed for the next month, or two, or 10. Looking at everything that we have on the channel, Super Robot Wars F wrapped up this month at episode 25 of 33, which means only 8 stages remained, and that's where we run into a small crisis. Robot Wars XO is at 36 episodes out of a calculated 83. This is according to the flowchart that is in my Perfect Bible. Namco X Capcom wrapped up at stage 10 out of a total of 50. And as for the rest of the games, Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam is a mystery, but we did leave off at 116%. Robot Wars 30, we have, while I left off on episode 76, there's still to account for several grinding episodes, so there's a lot of episodes with about 100 left, probably. Now that's accounting for only doing one stage per episode, which is not something I do, because in that 100 plus stages that remain, there's a lot of like onboard missions that pop up. There's the relics that show up, and I never do just one of those per episode. That's way too short of a feature. And lastly, Bloodborne is Bloodborne, and will continue to be Bloodborne until Bloodborne is no longer born of blood. So, with that determined how I set forth the month of March. The original plan, the original Keikaku, was to begin March and plow through the last 8 episodes of Robot Wars F. Unfortunately, nearing the end of stage 31, a problem occurred. Not 36 hours prior had an old friend of mine, friend of the channel, Honky Kong 73, warned me that the Sega Saturn version has a particular glitch to it wherein it can just decide, error, I delete your data. And I thought, oh, well, that's fine. I can just back it up on the expansion memory card that I have. I never did it. And I was struck with the glitch that completely wipes everything off the internal memory. You have to format it in order to proceed forward and use it at all. And so, Robot Wars F comes to an abrupt halt on the 6th. Now the game will continue. There's a large pause that will be in there, and we will cover that going forward. Because of how quickly we can wrap up the game in the span of only 2 months, Namco X Capcom will be up every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. That is a game that is a crossover of Namco and Capcom properties. It's a tactical RPG with some fighting game and timing elements. Fortunately, I discovered the new tech of the output splitter that you need in order to capture from a PS3. I decided to make function of that. And going forward, that is foreseen to wrap up sometime next month. Every Thursday and Friday at noon Central Standard Time will be Super Robot Wars 30. So it is back, but slower. But that will not last but a while. It will be nice to get back to Robot Wars that I can voice act. Every Saturday and Sunday at noon Central Standard Time, we will have Super Robot Wars XO. continue to plow through the superior version of GC. I apologize to all of you who got hype about there being an English translation patch for GC some year ago. I'm playing the better version. That game has better features. Better features means better game. The unfortunate part is the accessibility of the Japanese Xbox 360 means you better have some large finances to even play the game. Shame. Also featured Saturdays and Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time will be Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam. Now, unfortunately, I've completely ignored putting up the thumbnails, so there we go. Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam. I just got into a habit of talking. That will go up as a secondary video for Saturday and Sunday. But where does Bloodborne go? Bloodborne has now been moved to Fridays at 3 p.m. No longer is it the gimmicked Saturday afternoon movie, because I haven't even been saying that for months on end. And the thing there is, that means that with all this going on, I'm accelerating myself up to 9 videos a week. 2 videos each on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, in order to get through every single game that is currently active on the channel. Which I think is something I should do in order to not just keep myself from getting bored of playing just one game, but to actually make progress on every game. And cater, please those that are excited to see a particular game and aren't too interested in the other ones. I know I've gotten comments that say, hey, play more Namco x Capcom. I'm getting comments on Bloodborne that people are enjoying the hell out of Bloodborne. I personally would like to wrap up games because I have problems with, as I said, getting bored and getting anxious and antsy. It's like, man, I want to play the next game, and then I play it, and then I realize, well, I started, I can't just back down now. But this is where we come into the small crisis of Robot Wars F, as well as an interruption, and once again, the cause of me spreading myself thin when I need not be doing. In the middle of March, I will be forced to go to let's call it a training camp for my job, my regular everyday job that pays the bills. And that takes me away from my recording setup. Except I will be put up in a nice hotel room by myself. I can take my laptop, I can take my old microphone, and I can run up an emulator. And I've decided, with consultation from a friend, that there will be episodes of Hero Senki recorded for the sake of, actually making progress on videos. And that means that come April, those episodes will go up, allowing me a buffer to continue making progress on the regular schedule. At the same time, after spending the last week of February replaying Robot Wars F, I figured out how to do disk swap disk swap techniques with the PS1, which we have one that has a screen, so I will be able to take that and continue to make progress, because we will finish and continue the Robot Wars F series. We'll just be doing it on the PlayStation 1. That way it doesn't happen again. Now, I've noticed that every now and again, because I have an EverCard memory card, it decides, like, please reinsert the memory card. I don't know where it is anymore. So that's a pain in the butt. But I would rather finish the game than just abandon that and F completely. Because F is doing things that are very upsetting, such as featuring things that I can't have. Well, I mentioned Garrison one time, and Banjo does not even appear in the entirety of F. the Wing Boys haven't joined me at all. Doko desu ka ZEON desu. These are the mysteries. These are the qualms and the problems. But we're going to get somewhere, and we're going to make that progress. So, let us recover here at the end of the episode. The forecast. Robot Wars F will be for the first week of March. Every day, 12 noon Central Standard Time. Namco X Capcom will be every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, noon. Thursdays and Fridays will be Super Robot Wars 30 at noon. With Bloodborne being every Friday at 3 p.m. I get my thumbnails in the correct order. Robot Wars XL will be every Saturday and Sunday at 12. Followed by Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam every Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. That should do it. And I thank you for watching. I realized that I did a weird thing this February by kind of rouletting the schedule. And I noticed at the top of the month that I'd lost about 4 or 5 subscribers. But now here at the end of the month, I've obtained more than I lost, which means that we're steadily making progress. I would hope that we can reach 400 here by the middle of the year. And while there are things that I can do to get there, I stream at the same Twitch channel that is the name here. Most of the time, there's not very many games that I will record offline at this point anymore, unless it's a bad time. I'm not in the mood to stream. I want to be able to multitask, at least multitask my brain. But I would... How do I say this? It's not just me alone that grows this channel. It is you, the viewer, that's equally responsible in contributing to the growth of this channel. And how can you do that? Watch my videos completely through to the end. You can cheat by maybe putting it on while you're at work, putting it on a tab while you're away, so long as the YouTube isn't muted. But you can mute the tab on your browser up at the top. Firefox will allow you to click on mute tab if it plays audio. Chrome has the same thing. It has an option to mute site, which will just mute the entire site. But it still registers as being viewed because it is playing and playing sound. It also works if you watch it from your phone. You don't have to have your eyes on it. You have to have your ears, air quote, ears on it. Liking also helps the algorithm. It makes it the robot YouTube say, hey, this is relevant to people's interests. Let's put this in other people's related to feeds. Same thing with commenting. The more comments that are there, it just triggers that, this is a video that is worth the time of the people. Even if YouTube in general isn't, air quotes, geared towards long form Let's Plays that I do, like long form series, it will still register as this is relevant to your interests. It must be relevant to the interests of other people that have watched things that you watch. It's a weird chain of connections, and while I can do my part to promote myself and continue to entertain you, the people, you can do your part by watching the whole video, liking, commenting. I will even accept something as silly as first. But I've always, and I stopped putting this in the comments, I've always welcomed people to tell me what units to use. I like to at least keep one slot in my Robot Wars party. That is the gag character, the character that's really not fit to be here, but he's going to be here anyway. And 30, Shadow Maru is that character. In 64, that was... I can't remember her name now, but it was the girl from Laser. F, I don't think I ended up with one, although once we recover footage, you'll see that I've been using somebody very, very unusual. and such. I thank y'all for watching. Please stay tuned to this channel and my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AxisCom Entertainment, for more giant robot antics, sometimes unboxings, anime bullshit, mecha, video games, and more. Just leave a comment below if you have games that you want to see me play, see me particularly react to or cover, because I know in February the Pixel Remaster for 6 dropped. Elden Ring is the big one, and unless I make it a part of the channel, I really don't have the personal time for it.